Of course, if you can afford an econometric modeling, fantastic. But if you cannot, right, it doesn't mean that it's going to come in the way of your success. The jury realizes that not everybody, right, in every country and every campaign will have the money to reward something, massive. But the jury does want you to take the effort of calculating basic ROI, calculating the payback, and those are very simple things to do. To make that effort is really critical.
We had a long discussion about that, right? About, is it fair that you have to invest so much money and time to do modeling, etc., to win a prize? And we come to the very unanimous conclusion that that's not so. What you can do with ROI is literally a calculator and simple maths to get to it.
As long as you discount all the other factors and you know what your revenue, you know what your costs were, you can work out your ROI. So it doesn't have to be super sophisticated. I just wonder actually whether some people are a bit lazy about it. But I think if you're going to put a paper into the kind of creative effectiveness, then make sure you've got the right kind of effectiveness metrics.
We had really interesting conversations about, is it only retailers or big brands like a P&G or a Mars who are going to have the data to be able to do the econometric modelling to prove the success? And actually the kind of debate in the group was, everyone's got that data and the results, you have to do a bit of maths with it, but you can work it out, and it's incumbent upon us again to do that work to show the effectiveness of the work that we produce.
I think it was interesting to see that there are some cases that have econometric modeling and follow through on ROI, and some cases are on the exact opposite of the spectrum where they don't really cite business results. They're citing more diagnostics, communications results like breaking the internet and the most Shazammable ad ever, and things that aren't necessarily relevant to business goals. Certainly they can help with brand health, but we also want to see brand health metrics proven.
You have to calculate exactly what were your marketing costs, what were your advertising costs, what were all the expenses you've got in order to make the campaign, and build yourself a ROI. It's a little bit less professional or less valuable than if you've got the proper metrics, but at least you have to try to isolate really the impact of your communication of all the rest of what's happening on your brand.
With you have cases where where brands have hired celebrities or used a lot of media or no media. We would like to know as a jury how much you had to put in to get the incremental sales and profits that you generated, and a lot of the cases seem to find that incredibly difficult, but it really isn't. You can take out a calculator, put in your costs, put in your incremental revenues, etc., and do a simple math and tell us how much it got to.